Oh, thank you very much. Well, I'm a software engineer, and beginning of May I was furloughed and thought, well, I still want to do some coding, want to contribute to the to help during the COVID crisis. So I looked online to see if there were any sort of coding initiatives you could take part on, and found a link to a site called Frontline Live. And just registered my interest, and within 2 hours somebody came back. I got access to the Git repository, and it was that simple basically to get started, because they had already set up a website to aid with matching the PPE, which I'll get to in a minute, and they were looking to try and make it a little bit less hacky because they had to set something up really quickly. So to basically, instead of me talking, I've got a 1-minute video that explains exactly what it does and who it's for. So I'm going to try and share my screen and see if we can get that playing. Right. If you give me a shout when you can see my screen, or a wave, excellent. Right, so we teamed up last week with Unite to try and also sort of promote that we're present, and basically made this video.
Frontline healthcare workers. You all deserve to feel safe at work. That's why we built Frontline Live, the world's first national map showing your real-time PPE needs. It gives you a voice and puts your needs on the map. It means that the companies and community groups that have PPE can get it to where it's needed. Fast. Report your need by tweeting a photo with 3 hashtags: Frontline Map, Work Postcode, and PPE Need. Or register anonymously at www.frontline.live. Suppliers are telling us what PPE they've got, and by looking at the frontline needs on the map, they can respond rapidly with the vital protection you deserve. If you're going into work without the protection you need to feel safe, put yourself on the Frontline map. Frontline Live is here to keep frontline heroes safe, not silent.
So that basically describes who it's for and what we do. And it's an initiative that was set up by Kat Keeley, and she's like a quite well-known digital entrepreneur. And she basically got very worried when she saw in the beginning of April and end of March how many people were struggling to get hold of PPE, and basically set this initiative up, found volunteers, and used initially the Ushahidi platform. I don't know if anybody has heard of that one. It's a crowdsourcing platform that was started in Kenya in 2008, and they started it to monitor post-election violence, so people could put where things were happening on the map really quickly. So it's a really good platform for getting something up really, really fast. And that formed the basis of collecting the where the needs were. And you can imagine that there's quite a lot of health institutions that normally wouldn't require this level of PPE and wouldn't sort of know where to get it from, particularly when everybody else wanted it at the same time. And there was a lot of suppliers retooling to provide PPE who normally wouldn't know where to distribute it to, what channels to go through. So she felt there was a need to put something up really quickly online where the people that needed PPE could say what they needed, and the people that could supply it could also advertise that they were supplying it now, whereas before they might not have actually produced that item. And also for community groups putting together PPE to publicise that they were there. So she got a lot of volunteers, because you couldn't just let people post anything on the map, because you wanted to make sure that it's genuine posts, they're genuine suppliers that are not out to do any fraud, because that obviously became an issue with people taking advantage of the crisis. So the volunteers would go through the post and then enter them into the system. And while they were doing that, they were checking up suppliers. And some suppliers needed a bit of help because they weren't sure whether their PPE met the required regulations. And at one point, they even had a contact out on the ground in China, checking up on materials that were used in the process, just to sort of make sure that they're doing people a favour, and not, it turns out that all the PPE wasn't appropriate and things like that. And also just help, because lot of people needed multiple items of PPE, and not all suppliers can supply all of those. So that would be quite time consuming for the people who are caring to then try and chase up every individual thing. So there were plenty of volunteers doing that chasing up for them and putting them in touch with suppliers and vice versa. So to also sort of publicise what was happening, they've teamed up with a few charities, and one of them is the Caregiving charity that raised funds using the rainbow stickers and posters. And it gave them also a platform of knowing where to send, because they were raising things for free, and obviously that needs to be distributed in a careful way. So the site, it's, as you saw in the video, it's just a map with posts. This is the old version. I joined when they were updating it, and it's going live. It could be going live as we speak, so you might all come crashing down now. We have got rid of the Ushahidi platform, mainly because it is quick to set up, but it's not very flexible. So we do have a proper sort of normal database backend now. That became apparent because we wanted to keep track of how we're doing in helping. Otherwise, you know, you don't know. It looks nice, but it actually might do no good. So to be able to see which items of PPE that's been sort of helped with, it became, we needed more granularity than the Ushahidi platform could give us. So we've been doing that for the last 6 weeks. The needs requests have dropped, because once you've set up a supplier with somebody who needs they don't need the platform anymore. They can go on and order more if they need it. Things are changing, obviously, with more businesses opening up that might not have needed PPE in the past. So we will keep going to make sure that us dentists and physios, everything that's been a little bit on hold for the last few months, as they start opening up, they might need a bit of help as well. We're also looking at distributing this to other countries, but because it is a bit of a, anybody could set this up, but every government might not be keen to have this set up. And if you think back of how the NHS staff was asked not to talk about the PPE shortage, that is the case in a lot of other countries as well. So we're trying to do it. I think that some people in the group have contacts with the Indian government, and they're trying to sort of work their way up to the level where they can get permission to maybe launch this in India. And obviously Africa is another place where it might be a good, particularly with the distances they work with there, and the slight slower transport, to be able to see this, with the map and with people able to register quickly and easily. So yeah, that's so far there's been over 200 people registering their needs, and we got over 100 suppliers on the register. And yeah, that's it really.